Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to SuttyTrades, where we are always moving forward. My name is Brett, and I just wanted to quickly give you guys an update. It's end of week, it's now Saturday. As promised yesterday, I'm just going to do an update on how everything went on the two challenges. Well, one is the FTMO Trial, the other is a My Forex Funds actual challenge. So yesterday I started trading the My Forex Funds the same way I have been trading the FTMO, but with less risk, which is basically going to a lower time frame and waiting for that change of character. And I took a trade on both of them, the same trade on the US dollar Japanese yen. And if I go to, I think you guys can see it already. This was the trade over here. So obviously we came into our area of interest. The green was the 1 hour, but just below the 1 hour there, as you can see, I had an area of imbalance marked up. I also had marked up this area, which is, I think what I was kind of seeing as liquidity. So I knew price potentially could come down and break that and then push up, which is kind of exactly what happened. And then below that, I did also notice another fairly big area of imbalance. And as you can see, what happened is price broke the liquidity, tapped into the imbalance, and then off it went. But this was way after my trade anyway. So what I was looking at, guys, was this area of imbalance here. We had price come down, tap it, push up, right? So I saw this over here as I was waiting for a break of structure, right? So we had this low was broken. We had this high, which was kind of like an equal high. So I'd marked this one up. I was waiting for this to be broken. And over here, you can see it is broken. So I had also marked up a 3-minute over here, but I wasn't that confident on it because that wasn't a very clear break of structure. This was break to the upside. So what normally happens, what I like to see is if you have a break to the downside and then a break to the upside, which kind of is what I was seeing over here, you could potentially have taken this order block right over there and would have tapped in, and that would have possibly given you the 1 to 5 because it's lower. But you know, when you're watching price live, it's very difficult. In hindsight, it's always easy, right? So it's difficult to tell because if you're looking at this over here as a new lower high, then it was broken. So we had a break to the downside followed by a break to the upside, which is what I consider as a change of character, as an indication that price is potentially going to start moving, okay? The other thing you could have looked at over here was, I mean, I don't do this that much because, you know, for me, I'm fairly new to the whole divergence. So you see from there to there, we have a slight, it's higher, it's a higher low. But if you take the equivalent on the actual chart, which is there to there, it's clearly opposite. This is going from a lower low to a higher low. This is going from a lower low to a lower low. So this again was also another thing you can look at, and I was aware of that. So this potentially would have been a good order because of that. I haven't really brought this in that much. I do look at it. I keep my eye on the MACD and I keep my eye on things like that. But I don't really have that much experience trading divergence. So it's more just an extra confluence maybe that I might bring in. So what we had here obviously was a potential. I did look at this 3-minute over here, but the price never came back to it. And even when it did, it just broke. So that wasn't really a strong area, to be honest. But then as soon as this high over here was broken, this is why, you know, patience pays, guys. I then go back to the start of that leg. So I'm not looking at this as an order block. You know, some people will say it's the order block just before that break. So they'll take this one. But no, so if you take this whole leg right here, guys, if you take this whole leg from there to there, you want to make sure that your order block is below the 50, okay? Because you want to get the best possible price, and that's what institutions and things are doing as well. There's no point placing your order block above the 50 because that's, you know, it's just it's not. I don't see why, you know, price would push back to there and push up. You want to have something below that 50, and for me the next one was obviously this area here, right? Let me just delete that. So I marked up this I think it was a 1 minute OB over there, and as you can see, price tapped in perfectly, right? I had I think about a 6 stop, a 6-point stop, 6.5 stop. As soon as price hit about 1.25, I think it was about over there somewhere, I closed 50%, and then my target was up the top here. That's only because on the 1 hour there was an order block up here, an area of interest that I thought price would go to before it came back. And as you can see, it kind of did react to that, but still kept pushing through. But anyway, so what I was doing, I was every time we had a break of the previous high, I would move my stop to the previous low. But your previous low is only a low. Your previous high and low is only a higher low once the previous high is broken, right? So at this point, if this area had not been broken yet, you can't move your stop to there. You've got to wait for that to break. I'm not gonna, you know, place my or move my stops when I'm too close to price. So I wait for a break, then I wait for another break, and then I brought my stop to there. And I think after this break up here, I brought my stop to there. So my stop was sitting over there. Like for example, you could have brought your stop to there. I was thinking about it, and we would have got a slightly better price. But you know, it is what it is. I think we ended up getting what's that? About still almost a 1 to 2 with that. So you know, not bad. 1 to 2 is your 1%. I mean 1R plus the 0.5, so 1.5R on that trade. Not bad at all, guys. So then what happened is both FTMO and my Forex funds were both traded on that exact same trade, the setup. My Forex funds 0.25% risk and FTMO 0.5%. So not bad. I think my Forex fund was just shy of $200. It actually ended up going to about 220, which was very close to my target. And in hindsight, maybe I should have just closed it there, you know, closed it, it's Friday, very close to my target, close it and just say, you know, I'm done for the day. But that's not how it played out. Came back down, we ended up getting about 36 maybe for that. And we were sitting at about 200. So in my head, at that point, even though we'd made some profit for the day, which after 2 days of no profit, no loss, just zero movement, you know, that's good, take that. But no, what do? I'm in my head thinking, oh, you know, I've not hit my target, so I've got to look for another setup. So I find a setup on Euro USD, thinking that if I can get into this, we've got news coming, if I can get my 1-to-1, but that doesn't happen. So my area of interest starts kind of coming into play right at the same time as news. So I enter and then I pull out because news is kind of, you know, I was like, let me just wait a bit. So I kind of just closed my trade at break even. But that trade was like negative 0.50 cents or something. So the thing that sucks about doing stuff like that is it's affecting my win rate, right? So instead of having like a 75% win rate, now suddenly I've got a 69% win rate just because of that stupid little entry and pull out, which is really silly. My throat's dry. So I then enter again because based on the news, based on market structure at that point, everything's telling me that price was going to turn and go up. But no, this is news and anything can happen. end up taking a small loss, enter again, close like 50% and then get about, so I ended up losing. So I went from, I think, about $36 profit all the way down to $10 profit for the day. So I basically just ate into my profit by doing that. So it was really silly. There was no reason I should have been trading end of the day on a Friday with 3 bull news. It was just stupid. I should never have entered that trade. But lesson learned. Maybe another point I will add to my set of rules now. Unless you're already in a trade and you are break even when news comes, do not trade news. End of story. And especially at the end of the day on a Friday, man, I don't want to get stuck into a trade. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, it didn't set us back. We still moved forward $10, so you know, it's something. But anyway, guys, let me quickly just show you the metrics. So FTMO, really, really good. If we ended up hitting that profit target yesterday that I was looking for, this would have been a pass, would have passed it. It would have been so nice to finish the week with passing this. But we are very close, guys. We've got like 100 and what are we sitting on now, profit-wise? Yeah, so $108 basically we need to make. So I think we can do that on Monday. I think Monday will probably pass. But apart from that one $200 loss, which is only 2 losses in a row, you know, not such a big deal. I mean, sorry, it was a $100 loss because it was two losses at risking 0.5. So really nice momentum with that graph, guys. Win rate is very, very good. We have a win rate of 76.47%. The average RR is 1.43. I think it's lower than it should be just because I always close 50% at 1-to-1. So that does affect my RR. Where my targets are and when I'm eventually hitting them, I think the RR would probably be nearer 1-to-3, to be honest. But my profit factor is very good, 4.6. So overall, looking really good, guys. Really, really happy with the progress on this account. So that's that. Let me then show you my Forex funds. We are currently at $170, 1.7% up. Our win rate is 61.9%. Now that's a bit low because of those few, open closes that counted as losses. And that also will affect things like my RR. So it's just stupid to do that, to be honest. Let's go to daily. I think this is what we're looking at. And weekly. Okay. All right. So this is our weekly. So, not a bad graph at all, guys. Not at all. So just moving up, we had a nice start and then it's kind of just plateaued here where we had those 2 days plus yesterday, which was only $10, 3 days in a row with no real momentum forward. But as of yesterday, I started trading this on the lower time frame, the same as the FTMO. So we should start seeing more momentum come up. But one thing that's really interesting, guys, I'm only risking 0.25% on this one. My target for yesterday would have probably been around 240, 250. So we're a little bit behind. But, the way I see it, these challenges they are not, any profit you make, you're not getting any of it anyway. So it makes sense to build profit and then use that profit to push at the end, right? If I'm very close, if I get to the final week and I'm like $100 behind and I'm just out of time, I'll send these guys an email and say, look, can I get an extension on my time? Because, I'm moving forward nicely. They'll look at my metrics and say, yeah, this guy's, he's always kind of moving forward. It's not luck, so let's give him more time. So sometimes these guys will give you more time. If they don't, then all I do is I will go from 0.25% to 5% or even 1% at the end, just to push those last few trades, in the right direction. Because you can actually, let's say I'm sitting on $600 profit with 1 week to go. I need to make $200 in the final week. Let's say I kind of break even on the first 2 days and now I've got 3 days to go and I've still got to make $200. You start feeling the pressure. At that point, you can then suddenly go from 0.25 risk to 0.5 or even 1. So let's say I risk 1%, okay, and I lose that 1%. I will then go down, what did I say, 600, I'm now down to 500, so I've got 300 to make. But my second one on 1% wins. I get my 1 to 3. That's $300. I've done the challenge, okay? So, you know, I think use the profits you make with lower risk towards the end to risk bigger, provided you don't go below the $10,000. So set your kind of zero at 10,050. So worst case scenario, even if you push it, you get a free retake and then you just go again, right? You don't want to take a free retake, but it's better than losing, right? It's better than not getting it at all. You're not paying for it. As part of my plan, I have said that, you know, maybe it takes a few times to pass. So that's, you know, it's there already. So anyway, guys, that's the update for you guys. Everything there, my progress after 1 week of the MyForex funds and I think 4 days of the FTMO. So moving forward nicely, guys. I'm going to leave it there. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend and we will catch you on the charts next week. Bye for now.